Alrighty then, let's try this again. Hello. For a while, I've been slowly realizing that my current format is simply not working. Sitting down at the computer only to mess around with whatever operating system, piece of software, random idea, or concept I thought of the day before. I'm not really doing anything interesting anymore. I'm not really exploring any topic in any significant depth. Rather, I'm just glancing off the surface while making silly remarks and surface level observations. This is boring content, and I'm no longer having any fun producing it. I'm also editing this on the fly while I read it because I did not do a very good job of writing this script because I don't really do that. I really need to do more of that. So, I'm done with messing around doing nothing all the time, and I want to slow down and take the time to explore a wider range of topics in more depth. You know, I proofread this like 3 times, but I guess reading things and then speaking them out are 2 very different things, aren't they? So, I want to do some bigger and more involved projects, but first I need to step back and think about what those projects would be, and spend the time to really understand them. I need to spend the time to actually sit down and do the planning, the writing, and all the other stuff that goes into making actual content. Currently, I don't really do any of that. I just kinda do things and see what happens, which is boring. So yeah, I mean, like with the window manager video, the awesome window manager. I was like, yeah, the night before I was like, oh, this is gonna be so cool, window managers. That's a cool topic. I haven't really explored that before. Oh, look at that. Okay, so that is totally working then in this. Okay, yeah, no, it's tiling. That's pretty cool. It's like, oh, yeah. It tiles your windows on the screen, and then you have to do all the rest of it, which is, setting up config files and doing this, that, and the other thing, and that's not interesting. If I actually had, maybe tried that out off camera, maybe I could have, explored, oh, this is how all these things work, and that's how that works, and I would have been able to make a much better video instead of me just being like, oh, well, look, I got the Rofi thing to do the thing, guys. Whoa! It's like, okay, cool. Yay! All right. We got Rofi working, boys. We have Kate, we have Dolphin, we have Libri Wolf, we have other stuff on, so yeah, I want to do actually research content that's not just me faffing around with nothing. So, for an example, if you know anything about Donut Media, one of the biggest automotive channels on YouTube, you'll know about James Pumphrey. James was one of Donut's primary hosts, known for his work on the Up to Speed series where he explored the history of cars, brands, and other topics in the automotive world. This series launched Donut from a scrappy company producing viral one-offs to a YouTube icon. Eventually, Donut was acquired by private equity and things fell apart. Hosts were resigned to make boring filler content the bigwigs thought would do well. Gone were the days of original topics, and in came all those weird game shows and other weird, over-edited, algorithmic slop videos. People felt bored and unmotivated. They needed a change. You can learn more about this from James's video on why he left Donut. Because of that, James started his own channel, Speed. He still makes quite a bit of automotive content, but he branched out into all kinds of other topics such as fashion advice, the history of popular brands, and a video about building his own bicycle. Similar to James, I don't want to be locked into making only Linux content and boring filler nobody is interested in watching. I want to be able to branch out and explore a wider range of interesting topics. So, thank you for everyone who subscribed. Most of y'all subscribed for my more involved projects, such as running Steam games on a Raspberry Pi 5 and how much Raspberry Pi do you need to run a Minecraft server, and other such videos. I'd be doing a disservice to myself and you if I kept plowing along like I've been doing. Again, because I didn't really research them, but it was like, those are a lot more interesting topics, and I just need to do that again. So I'm not sure what that looks like, but we'll figure it out. And also just doing, Linux video after Linux video after Linux video is not interesting. I mean, I love Linux. It's, I've been running it for the past several years, yada, yada, yada. But just pigeonholing yourself into one topic is not the most interesting thing. And I feel like I want to, as I said, branch out and do a lot more interesting stuff. So, with that being said, I'm going to take a pause from making regular videos for a while. I don't really know for how long. I'm probably not going to produce videos on any sort of regular schedule when I do come back. And thank you for everyone who's along for the ride. Hopefully, you'll stick around for the next chapter. So yeah, I'm going to take a break from producing videos for a while. Kind of rethink my game plan here. Look at, more interesting topics and, actually kind of sit down and do something real instead of just ramble about stuff for 30 minutes on the internet. So, yeah, that's about it. Bye.